And very specifically in that series of 8 verses, the third verse is certainly very profound and very famously chanted in the Vaishnava community. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has mentioned that if we want to constantly chant the names of Krishna and constantly remember Krishna, then there are 4 necessary requisites. The first is to consider oneself or to be very humble and to consider oneself insignificant. Not in the sense of inferiority complex, but in genuine humility. Humility is not a weakness, but genuine strength. So to be humble in life, to genuinely consider oneself not worthy of receiving respect from others, considering oneself to be, just a part of this universe, not the center of this universe. So first is the culture of humility. The second is taror api or taror iva sahishnuna, which means to have forbearance and practice the principle of tolerance in life. Of course, there are 7.5 billion people in this world, and everyone's not going to give us a good time. We're going to have nice time with those we resonate with, and of course, with some, in some relations, it'll rub us the wrong way. So at that time, to tolerate, to at all times tolerate, whether it's verbal abuse, whether it's written abuse in the form of internet blasphemy, or whether it's criticism, unwanted or unnecessary, destructive, not constructive, critical remarks, to just tolerate all of that and continue doing the right thing. To be as humble as a blade of grass, point number 1. To be as tolerant as a tree, point number 2. Now the third point and the fourth point are related to what we are discussing today. The third point is amanina, and the fourth point is manadena. Amanina means to expect no respect for oneself. And fourth point is manadena, to be ready to offer all respect to everyone at all times, beyond any consideration, beyond any strings attached, personal, selfish strings attached. To always be respectful to everyone at all times, in all places and circumstances. Even if someone brings in profit in our life, to be respectful to them. Even if someone brings loss in our life, criticizes us or glorifies us, is our family, friend, or enemy, to always be respectful to everyone at all times. If someone can bear these 4 qualities or ideals in their heart, then kirtaniya sadahari. Then such a person's heart is fertile enough to fructify the seed of devotion, and that manifests as the fruit of constant chanting and constant remembrance of Krishna. So when we sincerely introspect in our lives, how many hours are we able to chant japa of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? When we sit to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, are we able to chant 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours every single day? Even 16 rounds, 2 hours, 1.5, 2 hours, seems to be like an uphill task if we are not in the proper association, if we're not reading properly, and if we're not cultivating genuine devotional principles. And if we break these 4 principles of not trying to genuinely cultivate humility and tolerance, and not being able to respect others and expecting some adoration and distinction in society, then we will not be able to chant. We can see that we can constantly criticize others, but we cannot constantly chant, because the weight of these offensive tendencies in the heart, that pauses and brings a halt, a stop to our chanting process. So therefore, in today's discussion, let us discuss on this topic of developing and nurturing the culture of respect.